Hello, listeners and viewers. This is Maryann here, and you're listening to Random Sage with Maryann. Now, today I want to talk about the unseen. I want to talk about energies. You can see behind me, I've placed a cat ball there. It is a little motion sensor, which is only triggered when there are energies about. Okay, so when they're the type of motion sensor that you have to be in close proximity to. So it's going on and off. So let's just observe that as we go along. Because today I want to talk to you about a dream that I had this last week, and I want to talk about higher and lower energies. Okay, so it's a number of things that has prompted me to do a podcast on this. I got a particularly nasty message. I get nasty messages, nasty comments a lot. And yeah, thank you. Spirit is reaffirming that. They're usually from, I don't know what to call them, fanatical type of Christian people, or the so-called Christian people, who accuse me of doing the work of the devil, of Satan's work. And anyone who's known me knows that that I have been close to God and the angels all my life. Well, when I say angels, higher beings. From a very, very young age. Anyone with a sixth sense or a good intuition or second sight, just take note of when that goes on and off, will understand that you're given these abilities because you're strong enough to withstand them. You're strong enough to not to give in to fear. But sometimes you can't help that. I had a dream this last week where I woke up in absolute mortal terror, and I had long, dark hands around my neck. And what I did was, I'm being very careful not to move, by the way. What I did was I knew that I had to shoot white light into those dark hands, and I simply said, "You are the light. You are the light." And the grip of those hands were released from my neck, and I was able to come out of whatever that dream paralysis was. I had been feeling the room needed a cleanse for a little while, and so that night I did a Reiki room cleansing. I always protect myself before I do any kind of clairvoyant work at all. And I use the I am the light prayer, which is I am the light, and you visualize the light inside you, it's spreading through you. The light moves within me, the light surrounds me, the light protects me. I am the light. That prayer, mantra, intention, I guess it's an intention, visualization, whatever you want to label it as, was first conceptualized by a light worker called Consuelo Newton, who's since passed away. I use that presence all the time. I use that intention all the time to open and close. I make my own sage sprays, and I liberally do that. Now, why am I telling you any of this? Because there are higher and lower energies. Everything is an energy ecosystem. We are an energy being. And to understand it from my point of view, I actually see energies. Now, if you want to label those as ghosts, you can do that. People from the afterlife. I regularly also say only beings of light can be around me. But I think as humans, we get worried about things, we get resentful, we get angry about things. We may not necessarily be in touch with those lower vibrations. And so every now and then we've got to do that that clearing on ourselves. So regular meditations, regular clearing, and honesty with yourself will isolate those areas of negativity within yourself that you can shine the light of awareness on. So back to people assigning archetypes of good and evil to I guess, for want of a better word, demons and angels. I mean, they're the two big archetypes. Do I believe in demons? No, I don't. And I want to say that I do not. It is a religious terminology. Do I believe in angels? Well, I believe in the light. I believe in the higher beings, and I do believe in angelic energy, for want of a better word. What I see as the evil type of energy, it's not evil at all. It is from the lower realms. It is emotional energy as well, and like will attract like. So if you're angry, if you're unhappy, if you're vulnerable in any way, if you're not being honest with yourself, then what are you manifesting? You're probably manifesting a whole bunch of situations that that are negative within your life. If you're keeping your vibration high, if you're sitting in that light energy, that higher energy, then you can attract happiness and joy into your life. But hey, sometimes you've just got to work at it. And thank you, Spirit is telling me that that is the pathway, that is the way of the warrior, is to tread the light path. So this ecosystem of energies that religion and fanatics have got hold of, it is all energy. It's lower and higher vibrations. And, you know, if you look on YouTube, and, you know, there's a whole big genre of horror movies and ghost hunters, which some I do watch. The reason that I do that is because they're out there to prove that this energy exists, and to bring forward evidence to the skeptics. If you think that what you see is all there is, then you're not seeing far enough. Why do I do? One of the reasons I've been called to do the work I do as a clairvoyant, psychic medium, and reader, is to show people that there is this ecosystem, this energetic ecosystem. There is an afterlife. When we pass from this earthly existence, we don't just return. Well, we do return to dust, but our energetic body goes on. Our energetic body never dies. And so we have lived multiple existences. And when we pass from this earthly physical body, we will ascend, hopefully. We will ascend and join our passed over loved ones in an energetic heavenly home that is almost inconceivable to those of us on earth. I get glimpses of light. I get glimpses. I've had dreams and astral traveling where I've actually gone home, what I would call home, and met with my soul tribe and been welcomed with the kind of love that I haven't experienced here, and I've experienced deep love here. But welcomed with the kind of love that in a way is very hard to describe, because there's no judgment, there's no condition, there's no judgment. It's just pure love in its purest form. Why do I do what I do? So I do that to let people know, having had a near-death experience myself with cancer, I do that to let people know that we do go on. So that's my main objective. And that illness, grief, loss, there is a purpose. There's always a purpose to our experiences. And we can extract the gold elixir from those experiences and make them matter and make them count. So I am very careful in the work that I do. I love that light is going off there. Can you stop touching that, please? Can you take your hand away from that Thank you very much. Now that's just to show you that light there where my finger is pointing is responding to my questions. So whether I moved or whether I didn't, yes, thank you. I love that you're helping me in this reading. Could you please stop, take your hand away, or, well, it's not your hand, but move away from the flashing light. Thank you. So I can do this as long as you want me to do it. I have the people around me are my guides and my passed over loved ones, and they help me. They help me do the work that I do. I am very careful going back to what I do. I'm very careful with everything that I do, even when I go into haunted, supposedly haunted places. I will do the massive protection, sage myself silly, and massively protect myself with my ask for protection from my guides, from my angels, and from God. I tend to use a tool. I will use some of these tools every now and then, but I prefer the energy to go through me, because then I kind of have control of it, whether that's me shuffling cards or whether it's I actually do prefer to use my clairvoyance, my third eye, because what spirit gives me is like a film inside my head, and imagery and symbols, and clairaudience, because I know that in order to get that, it's got to pass through my higher self. And I trust my higher self. So I like to use clairvoyance in my readings. Yes, spirit is here. I get a lot of orbs show up in my videos. I've had EVPs, all phenomenon that lets you know that spirit is here and around, not just for me, but for you too. But being careful is extremely important. Thank you, spirit. I use dowsing rods, which I have here. And I use tarot cards, and people, think of tarot cards as evil. They are simply archetypal energies on cards, illustrations on cards, and they are a divination tool, just as these dowsing rods are, but it's always in the reader. It's always up to the reader. If the reader is of pure heart, I want to say pure heart, has an intention anyway of being pure heart, then it's going to be okay. These divination tools in the wrong hands can be misused, and I am only human, but one of the things that I do endeavor to do, no matter what, is be self-honest. And if I err or I stray into ego, then I try and pull myself back. In many ways, I'm the little girl who's very hard on herself. I'm not little anymore, but I am hard on myself. So let's just get these rods organized, and let's see what we can see before I pull some tarot. Are we divinely protected is the question I want to know. So is spirit in this room? Yes, please, or yes. So that's yes, and please show me no. Okay, so now you know the yes and no. These rods are in a round hollow tube. I'm not touching them at all. They move according to wherever the energy is. Is that correct? Do you move in accordance to the energy of a thing, whatever that energy is? Thank you. Where are you, spirit, now? Where are you in this room? And it's going right behind me, on my right shoulder. Have you been setting off that motion sensor on the top of the screen? Yes, you have. Thank you very much. Now, are you of the light? Are you of the light? Thank you. Are you divinely protecting me? Thank you. Is this my part? Yeah, okay. So is this my pastor? Are among the light sources in this room, are these my passed over loved ones? Yes. And I know that because I see them. Thank you for being around me. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for helping me do the work that I do. There is a woman to my right side. She has long hair. This is also a guide. Am I seeing one of my guides? Thank you. Am I also feeling and sensing what is known as my guardian angel? Yes. Okay. So these are things that I've always known. These are things that I've always known from a very, very young age. Okay. So now I want to pull from the Rider-Waite. It's been an interesting session. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad I put the cut ball up there so you could see what was going on. I'm glad I pulled out the dowsing rods. If you think of an energy ecosystem, and what is healthy grows, what is unhealthy will descend. And so you need to work. It is hard work. When I say hard work, you need to do the work to keep your energy high. In times of trouble, the best thing you can do is just retreat. There are two cards in the tarot that talk to when we get grief and loss in our lives, and we can't even get out of bed some days. Ill health is another one. There's the death card, bringing something to a close, ending that cycle, and then allowing the divine to come in for new. Wow. Sorry, there was just a flash of light there. Thank you. And then there's the Hermit card, retreating and conserving your energy so you can do that deep dive of awareness to really spring clean air, to air your negative emotions, bring them to the light. It's all about bringing things to the light. Okay, so are we divinely protected? Are we divinely protected? Are we divinely protected? Please, Spirit, show me, are we? Am I and my viewers divinely protected? Protected, yeah. There, everything is energy. So we have the Queen of Cups, and this is the imagery that I got when you're looking after yourself, when you are acknowledging your own needs, when you're not spreading yourself thinly, it's like, the Devil card is when we're attached to things and we misuse energy. We misuse our own energy. So this is self-love. This is self-love, 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 and looking after yourself. Self-love and self-care will always give you the protection that you need. So God is within and God is without and around you, and you're protecting the divine within you. So that's one of the huge, big lessons we come here. For me in this life with so many health problems that I grapple with post-cancer, it's all about self. It's all about self-love. For the people that find the answer in addictions, it's all about self-love. That's what will take you out of trouble. So when you're feeling vulnerable in any way, as I said, retreat, the Hermit card, look after yourself, love yourself, and that is the pathway back to healing and manifestation. Now, the Magician is an interesting card because he has all the aces, which is the new starts, and he has one hand, or the Magician has one hand pointed to the heavens and one to the earth. What do we manifest when we come into this life but divine protection? Our emotions and our soul in the past. This is in this Rider-Waite, the moon is like got a concerned look on their face, because here you have the primitive and here you have the domesticated, the dog, the loyal, the loving, the primitive, the wild and untamed and barbaric, and that's the energy that the moon is trying to balance out. Now we have here walking away from what no longer serves us, walking away from that negativity, and the King of Swords. This is the truth. The truth always does protect us. When we become wise, the earth, a lot of kings now coming and home, remembering where our home is, self-love, remembering we are loved. This is very higher emotions, and the journey. We're here for a short while, and our intuition and our fear, really looking at where our fears are coming from. All of these actions give you this divine protection. It's like here's the unwritten book here that you can't see, but you can read it through your inner knowing. And the outcome card is the Hermit card here. I love that because I talked about the Hermit so often. And the Page of Pentacles, the Hermit gets through that dark tunnel through the light of protection, with the light of protection and the staff to help him through that dark tunnel, and through his journey or her journey. And we get the Star card, the hope here. Never give up hope. Never give up hope. When I had the sleep paralysis, I didn't say I am the light, interestingly enough. I shot light out of my hands and said, you are the light. And that is what let that negative energy release me. You are the light, reminding the negative energy that they are the light. And so that's where I'm going to end this right now. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, to my podcast. I hope you enjoyed that session. I'll go and take the cat ball down. It served its purpose, and you saw that. And I hope that helps in some way. I hope this helps you in some way. Thank you for tuning in.